Art, we both work in AI, and we're both looking to make money. Tell me first, exactly what is QuantumStreet AI, and how are you making a difference for individual investors, for institutional investors?
Yeah, absolutely. So QuantumStreet AI, we leverage both macro data, fundamental data, technical data, and we combine that with news in order to derive better data-driven investment decisions. And we power about $8 billion in client assets for some of the most sophisticated banks, as well as ETFs as well. So there's an ETF, AIEQ, that individual investors can access. But a lot of things that we do is for institutional investors, large institutions like HSBC, Deutsche Bank, BNP Paribas, those kinds of large quantitative firms.
Yeah, I'm a little bit older, so I'm going to ask you to repeat. What are the ETFs that you're allowed to identify as using QuantumStreet AI technology, and what banks, if you're allowed to identify?
Yes, so AIEQ is the world's first AI-powered exchange-traded fund. It's been around since 2018. And that could be bought at any brokerage, Fidelity, Schwab, etc. Then the banks that we're working with are HSBC, Deutsche Bank, BNP Paribas, amongst others. It's also used in different insurance products. So if you're familiar with fixed index annuities, or like the listeners, they can access things through Athene and Amerilife.
This might be, well, correct me when I get it wrong, which is my favorite phrase. Is there a metric where if I were to say to you, tell me how long QuantumStreet AI has been around and what's your track record? How much money have you made for your clients? What's the percentage gain or loss?
Yes. So Adam, we've been developing this technology since 2015, 2016. It was developed at UC Berkeley. So we've been around for a very long time. We've been doing this longer than anyone. The way to think about it is we started at zero. We now have $8 billion in index assets powered globally. Our strategies, I think last year, 98% of the assets of the $8 billion actually outperformed the benchmarks. And this year, we're also doing very well. We've identified some key contributors to performance. Gold has been a big allocation in some of our multi-asset strategies. And on the U.S. front, we've been able to outperform the S&P 500 last year, as well as this year, which is no easy feat for sure.
So let me ask you this, because I aspire to a balance sheet like a Deutsche Bank one day. We'll see what happens. But I don't have that yet. So how does an individual like myself take advantage of what you're offering? Do I have to go through the ETF route or through the banks who are your clients? And where do I identify them? Can I find them on your website and those potential vehicles on your website?
No, so we're an index provider. We don't necessarily sell specific financial products. We have partners for that. So for the example, probably the easiest way to do it is through the ETF, which is AIEQ, which can be bought at any self-directed brokerage firm like a Fidelity, Schwab, E-Trade, Robinhood. Then we're also involved with a lot of structured products. So if you bank, or if you're involved with a bank, the bank could probably ask about different QuantumStreet AI products that they may have, structured products, insurance products, and they'd be able to access them through their networks.
So again, school me when I get this wrong. So what your technology is doing is you're taking all of the data that the bank might have, the proprietary data, the news articles that are being written about something that might be driving price fluctuation in an asset class, and then it's doing what?
Yeah, so it's not necessarily the bank data. So we take both market data, so you can think of data from like Bloomberg or an S&P Cap IQ or LSEG Refinitiv. We take that data. We also combined it with macro data, so things from like the Fed website, the economic websites. We then combine that information with SEC filings, so as you said, balance sheets, as well as news. So at one point, 2015, 2016, we were processing back then about 1 million news articles a day. So we're combining the best of macro with the best of fundamentals, the best of technicals, as well as news to understand really what's driving the markets, because markets sometimes trade on sentiment, other times they trade on fundamentals. And really that's the power of AI. It's an adaptive approach, right? As markets change, the AI models and systems can adapt and identify where markets are headed based on recognizing historical patterns.
Investor sentiment, though, it's like a teenager on a prom date. I mean, trying to figure out what's truly the emotional, quote, component, the sentiment, can be very tricky, and it changes within seconds if you know teenagers. So how does your AI account for that possibility?
Yeah, so I think a fantastic example of that is Liberation Day last year. The system was able to kind of look through the negative headlines and through the panic and look back and say, hey, we've seen this before, 2018, 2019, trade war talk, tariff escalation, and say, hey, markets, when this happens, when the fundamentals are sound and also there's some technical dislocations, then it was able to say, hey, look through the noise. Markets usually just sell off and then they bounce back. And depending upon the strategy, you can even take advantage of that downside if it's a long-short strategy. In other instances, if it's long-only, you can kind of look past that, right, and understand, hey, it's not a time to panic. It's actually a time to potentially even invest more, right, if markets are down.
Your firm is big on the term explainable AI. Explain that to me, or as Ricky Ricardo would say, explain that.
Yes. So in the very beginning, 2015, 2016, we started doing this. People didn't really care so much about explainability, but now everybody wants to understand how the system works. So there's industry standards out there like things like, it's called SHAP, which is a data science term. And essentially what we do is we make forecasts, right? Fundamental macro technical news, say, hey, the S&P over the next 1 month is going to go up 2.91%. And what we're able to do through SHAP is signal attribution to say, hey, it's really the macro that's driving 1.2% of it, and the technicals is driving 1%, and the rest of it is coming from the fundamentals. So it's a signal attribution, not just at the aggregate category level, but also individual signals, earnings per share, RSI indicators, sentiment on technology sectors. So we're able to actually attribute all of the contributing signals to understand where the market is headed. And that is a newer development, and transparency tools are actually only getting better, just like the technology.
Another Luddite question for you. If your firm has this technology that takes us towards what I would term a more perfect market, and other firms are developing technology, eventually we're going to get to this point where there's not going to be what the fluctuations in mistakes and human emotion that drive a market. So how's anyone going to make money?
So AI is both science and art. The way in which you develop the models, which signals are contributing, and what types of, there's so many different model types, LSTM, deep learning, boost models. Understanding which models work and on which securities is also an art form as well. So just because we use AI and someone else uses AI, we can end up with totally different decision points. So it's going to be a long time before something like that happens. And as I heard a peer say, if I could help make the markets efficient, I'm all for that.
Is this just simple, 3 decades old data indexing that you're providing?
No, so traditional quant, right, is based on static and historical relationships. This is about interpreting the market in real time and making financial forecasts based on the historical patterns that are recognized. So this is an evolution, systems adapting as opposed to just recognizing and believing that 100% of what happened in the past will continue to happen in the future.
And once again, give me the data that you started with, the performance, because as we're speaking right now, the world is in flux. Donald Trump's, which way does the wind blow when it comes to Iran and what's going to happen there? And how is your technology holding up?
Yeah, so as I mentioned last year, 98% of the $8 billion that we currently manage in index strategies outperformed. This year in Q1, it's actually about the same. So it's doing really fantastic. We also do have a lot of long-short strategies, so it has the ability to kind of capture some of those things. But Donald Trump, as I mentioned, the taco trade, we've seen it before. The system has identified that pattern. So as long as there's some pattern in the current data as compared to the historical data, the system is able to adapt and identify those patterns and essentially make money for our clients. So we continue to grow that asset base. We're the leader now in AI-powered indices. So we must be doing something right for our customers.